Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I want to thank Sticks X and Hammer 666. Sticks, thank you so very much for the shout out and for an actual segment just devoted to giving me a shout out. I really want to thank you, and it's greatly appreciated. My viewers know that I watch Sticks pretty much every day. And I've been, since 2016, I remember telling my audience, hey, there's this guy, he's awesome, and he is calling the 2016 election better than anyone out there. And he was like clairvoyant. So there was actually, I don't think there was anybody in media that came close to Sticks in 2015 and 2016. Pretty much everything he said was spot on. So, and I love his analysis. He's fantastic. And thank you very much, Sticks, for that segment on me. It is greatly appreciated. And I think you are one of the best on YouTube. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. I'm going to do a special segment on Tulsi Gabbard and the fact that Democrats succeeded in cheating a candidate that actually had crossover appeal, that has crossover appeal. I'm voting for Trump in 2020. I'm a Trump supporter, but Tulsi Gabbard is a great candidate, especially because her foreign policy is one that is a non-interventionist foreign policy. She's also not into the whole zeitgeist, the Twitter theocracy of political correctness. I'll get into that. They took care of this shows they really took care of the candidate that was an actual threat to the Democratic Party establishment. Everyone else that entered or that is still going into the third debate is easily defeated and pushed aside by Clinton when she decides to run. And by the way, this Bond king, his name is Jeffrey Gundlach. New York Magazine article, August 23rd, actually, but it's actually just being reported today. August 28th, Money and Markets, and he says he sees Hillary. He thinks Hillary could resurface again. I think Hillary, she could show up. She really could. Now, this is something that a top bond trader who, works with hundreds of billions of dollars is saying, in addition to everyone from Greta Van Susteren to Steve Bannon to. So I do think it's going to eventually take place. Well, I don't think. I have been stating it since 2017. I'm not going to talk about it too much anymore, but ladies and gentlemen, she's running. It's going to happen. I don't just think. It is going to take place. Madam Cyberhack is going to run and easily become the 2020 nominee. They have nobody else. The candidates really quickly: Biden, Cory Booker, Buttigieg, Castro, Kamala Harris, Amy Klobuchar, Beto O'Rourke, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Andrew Yang. None of these candidates can raise $1.2 billion, which is what Clinton raised last election. None of these candidates can raise even $1 billion. Trump is on pace to raise $2 billion. Candidates who didn't qualify because they only met donor requirements: Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, Tom Steyer, that's hilarious. Marianne Williamson, her love goblins are no longer there with her. Okay, this is hilarious also because she actually won the second debate. Marianne Williamson. And Tulsi Gabbard also won her debate and completely sunk Kamala Harris's. But Clinton is going to run again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to Andrew McCabe. Andrew McCabe is going to get indicted. He's going to get indicted because, in large part, not only because he lied under oath numerous times, not only because he leaked information that he wasn't supposed to leak, not only because James Comey is willing to testify against Andrew McCabe, but also because he signed 4 different FISA warrants. And according to Joe DeGeneva, all 4 FISA warrants were illegally obtained. So that's the thing. You talk about the FISA applications. Why did the United States government go after President Trump? Here, quote, the warrant applications were approved by a number of high-ranking officials, including former FBI Director James Comey, former FBI Director Andrew McCabe, former Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, and former Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates. So Rosenstein and Sally Yates signed off on it from two different Sally Yates during the President Obama's administration, and then Jeff Sessions, the worst Attorney General of all time. You're talking about Rosenstein, who is out. He's out of any risk for prosecution or anything like that because they needed him. They needed him to introduce the Mueller report. He saved his own behind, even though he wanted to, with Andrew McCabe, utilize the 25th Amendment, which is absurd. And also, he offered to wear a wire against President Trump. That's with Andrew McCabe. Andrew McCabe signed off on 4 applications. DOJ Inspector General found all 4 Carter Page FISA warrants were illegally obtained, Joe DeGeneva says. This is today. If all 4 were illegally obtained and they're linked to Andrew McCabe, and Andrew McCabe lied under oath deliberately because his wife received hundreds of thousands of dollars from Terry McAuliffe, close to $1 million, then just do the math. John Durham, his probe is looking into intent and motive. I explained in the Federalist, in my writing in the Federalist, John Durham is looking at 18 U.S. Code 371. That is the statute, ladies and gentlemen. That is the statute that they tried to get against Trump, tried to utilize against Trump. That is the statute that says that is the statute utilized against people who conspire against the United States government to defraud the American people. That's what took place. The FBI is not an organization meant to investigate incoming candidates. Even if it were true that Russia hacked the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated, that would not be a national security issue. It wouldn't be a national security issue, especially if there was no evidence to back it up. If there was no evidence to even link Trump to any possible crime. The Steele dossier was purchased by Clinton. Alexander Downer was outsourced by Democrats. Alexander Downer is linked to the Clinton Foundation and Australian taxpayers giving tens of millions of dollars. CrowdStrike is linked to the Democratic Party. They would never allow the RNC to outsource a third-party tech firm. They would never allow that. So when I say that, when I've stated since 2017 in the Huffington Post, Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. And in 2019, just recently, a WND journalist quoted my Times of Israel article saying that Clinton is going to run and lose again in 2020. All of this is a charade and a farce and a theatrical performance. So check out H.A. Goodman's other channel on Tulsi Gabbard. They cheated her. They just simply cheated the one candidate that was a threat to them. And I'll explain how they cheated her on H.A. Goodman's other channel below. But Clinton is going to run. She's definitely going to run because there is no Democratic Party. There is no Democratic Party. You don't go from 2016 cheating Bernie Sanders and Bernie Sanders has become a human doormat. Thank you so much for cheating me. Now I'm just going to be one of 10 people who pretend to be like me. And then when it's all said and done, I'll give my money to Madam Secretary, the Golden Moo-Moo. She is definitely running. Okay? But we can go on. The memos obtained by Citizens United and shared with the Washington Examiner show Steele met with Deputy Assistant Secretary Kathleen Kavalek and admitted he was encouraged by a client to get his research out there before the 2016 election. signaling a possible political motivation. If you have Andrew McCabe signing off on 4 FISA warrants, if he's signing off on 4 FISA warrants, and his wife received hundreds of thousands of dollars from Terry McAuliffe, who is a Clinton money man, a fundraiser for the Clinton Foundation, what do you think is going on here? What's going on, obviously, is that the Clintons don't just, Madam Cyberhack doesn't just write a letter and say, oh, well, please go ahead and help me. Thank you so much. Signed a person who transferred top secret and special access program intelligence outside of the United States government on servers, numerous ones running on Microsoft Exchange software. That's not what happens. What happens is very simple. Conflicts of interest are there. Then you get Andrew McCabe, who will get indicted in the next couple days or the next week and a half or so. You get Andrew McCabe, whose wife receives hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then he has to, for self-serving purposes, pretend that he is impartial by leaking information to a Wall Street Journal reporter under the pretext of a self-serving kind of image that says, well, you know, I am so tough on the Clintons that I'm going to give you some information on our ongoing probe. Well, nothing happened with that probe. Why? It's technically either still going on or they closed the probe. I happen to think there are numerous Clinton Foundation probes. So, you know, I definitely, eventually, when Clinton loses again, because she's going to lose again, and if it's with Clinton, there's never been a moment where she wasn't running. So she's definitely running. But with Clinton, you pretty much have it in with Andrew McCabe, whose wife received hundreds of thousands of dollars from Terry McAuliffe. You're then beholden. You're not going to indict Clinton, who is essentially the biggest, most influential figure within the Democratic Party and essentially controls the Democratic Party. So you're not going to indict her. In addition to everyone else who says, we will stop Trump, Peter Strzok, they were never going to, and I didn't realize that the FBI was so beholden to one political paradigm. But they were never going to truly investigate how she transferred top secret and special access program intelligence outside of the United States government. Knowing that Andrew McCabe's wife received close to $1 million from Democrats and Terry McAuliffe, he was compromised, and he was the number 2 in charge, and then eventually became the number 1 in charge. When he went after Michael Flynn, he did so, again, for self-serving purposes. If he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal, and he signed off on FISA applications in an unlawful manner, okay, DOJ Inspector General found all Carter Page FISA warrants were illegally obtained, okay, then, and he signed off on all 4 of them. He didn't only commit crimes and then lied under oath with the FBI. He didn't only do that for self-serving purposes by accident. All of it, from setting up Michael Flynn, from going after Papadopoulos, all of this was self-serving. The FISA applications the FISA warrants help start all of this, but they're just one of many examples where FBI officials and people like Clapper and Brennan did things to further the same objective, which just happened to be to cover up Clinton's crimes and fabricate Trump-Russia. So when you think about what's taking place, why wouldn't Clinton run? In addition to the fact she's the only person who could raise close to double, at least what Trump is raising, and then perhaps double. She lost $1.2 billion to $600 million. You think Biden or any of the 10 on the debate stage can even raise $1 billion? Trump can raise. I just did a segment today. Trump's going to raise $2 billion. He's on his way to $2 billion. You're not even looking at if Trump outspends the Democrat 2-1. And he was on par with the popular vote he was 3 million short of the popular vote and being outspent 2-1. So if he outspends 2-1, he gets the popular vote also. And it doesn't really matter what kind of negative press, if the media just focuses on trying to take down Trump. It didn't work. But it didn't work last time, and that was with intelligence officials trying to set up and frame Trump. And when people say, "Oh, how could she run? She's a criminal," they become Harry Karen. How could she run if she's a criminal? She was the same. Okay, you're talking about the same criminal in 2016. She didn't care. This is not the IG. If the IG reports, okay, McCabe gets indicted. Her thing, most of the media is like, so what? Terry McAuliffe has nothing to do with Clinton. When in reality, he has everything to do with Clinton. They're not going to make that correlation. They're not going to, if the tables were turned and if it was like a Republican operative or a Republican governor with close ties to Trump, they'd make that correlation. Not with Clinton. Not with Clinton. But anyway, give me your thoughts below. Thank you again, Sticks. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And all I've been telling my viewers since 2016, watch Sticks. He's absolutely awesome. He is fantastic. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, every day I watch Sticks. I watch Black Conservative Patriot. I watch Tim Pool. I watch The Amazing Lucas. I watch Kevin's Corner. Jericho Green is awesome. HB is awesome. But Sticks, thank you again. And it was greatly, greatly appreciated. I'm very honored. And ladies and gentlemen, Andrew McCabe, you're talking about days. The indictments are imminent, ladies and gentlemen. The indictments are imminent. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel regarding Tulsi Gabbard and what they did to Tulsi. I'm voting for Trump 2020. I knew this would happen. I stated they would cheat Tulsi even if she became Democratic nominee, I would still vote for Trump because if anyone, there is no Democratic nominee. It's going to be Clinton. But the Democrats are an extension of Bubba, Bill, and Hillary. That's it. It is what it is. And until they lose again and take the Democratic Party with them, there will be no meritocracy. There will be no meritocracy, no semblance of meritocracy within the Democratic Party because it's an extension of two people. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very, very much. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right this second.